Through the thistles, thorns and soul-burning soils of Ngaremara in Isiolo County, northern Kenya, a song is heard. A song of celebration of rediscovered friendship and renewed neighborliness. They speak the same language. Among them are relatives, brothers, cousins and nephews. But in a period of political madness, as Kenya went to the polls in August of 2017, they hated each other along political party lines, clan rising against clan. Today, in a culmination of months of community-centered peace negotiations, they sign an agreement to return to peace and mutual respect. Election-related violence and conflict is not a new phenomenon in Kenya. Usually perpetrated along ethnic lines, electoral violence has been cyclic in the country since the introduction of multi-party politics in 1991, occurring every election year in different parts of the country. These are not exactly ethnic conflicts. These are conflicts whose roots are based on local-level issues, injustices, poverty, and diminishing resources. The worst of them yet was witnessed after the 2007 elections. Approximately 1,000 people died, close to 500,000 displaced, and the economic impact was dire. And so, in a bid to promote peaceful coexistence of communities in the period of the 2017 elections, Act Change Transform chose a community-led approach in implementing the Electoral Conflict and Violence Mitigation Program.
The focus of the program is to work through local peace structures and support them in preventing electoral-related conflicts or just intervening where there are conflicts to prevent them from turning violent.
10 counties were chosen for the implementation of the program, being some of the areas highlighted by the government as having potential to experience violence in the electioneering period. These were Marsabit, Isiolo, Garissa, Meru, Nairobi, Mombasa, Kwale, Kilifi, Tana River and Lamu counties.
We believe that when it comes to conflict, local conflicts are better addressed by local institutions, by locals themselves.
The objective of the Electoral Violence and Conflict Mitigation Program was to ensure peaceful and credible elections. Due to the wide-ranging issues and peculiarities of the 10 counties of program implementation, 4 approaches were employed to ensure area-specific needs were met and that no part of the population was left behind. The approaches used include mediation, peace messaging, rapid response, and working with established institutions. In Meru County, agriculture is the main economic activity. The soil and climatic conditions support crop production and livestock rearing. When the rains are low, however, like has been in the case in the past 4 seasons, beginning January 2016, conflicts become more common between them and their pastoralist neighbors. These conflicts are usually fueled further by political incitement.
It's a big issue when there is no water. It's a big issue. There is conflict of animal, there is also conflict of human beings, and they are cut off, of course.
We are ready for peace, but we cannot have peace when you have my everything. Uko na ngombe zangu, sinakunywa maji hapa na jiona alama yangu ndio hii, na unaniambia kama wewe ni mwanaume jaribu.
Flowing out of Meru County through Isiolo and to Turkana County, Isiolo River is the lifeblood of communities along its stretch. With frequent droughts, wars have been fought over its waters and lives lost. For some time now, the water is hardly enough to support farming upstream and still flow to the pastoral communities downstream. Political narratives have been formed around this imbalance of nature. Through sustained community-led mediation, the farming and pastoral communities have agreed on regulated use of the river. They use the river in alternating 2-day shifts. On this day, for example, the farmers in Meru are temporarily blocking the river to irrigate their farms, and so the bed is dry downstream in Isiolo. That changes the following day as their shift runs out and the pastoral communities can use the water again. Under the naked sky in Marsabit County, a grassland is quickly turning into a desert.
All of this area, as you have seen, is covered by thicket bush, thorny bushes. These are areas which have been known for its grassland. Today, I can say that the creeping of the desert has come from Sahara Desert into northern Kenya.
Mambo ya kupigania juu ya nyasi, juu ya maji, kama resource based conflict pia ikaanza kuja. Wakati wa kiangazi wanatumia maji ya msitu, pande wa Rendile wanatumia, pande wa Borana wanatumia, na kule open area nyingine ya grazing pia kuna nyasi mzuri hapo kati yao, wakikuwa walishia vizuri, lakini vile hiyo mambo ya siasa ikakuja ikaleta mambo ya ukabila sasa.
This settlement of internally displaced people is currently the only sign left of the Songa-Badassa conflict as mediation advances between communities involved on sharing of pasture and collaboration to curb cattle rustling.
Wakati amani imeingia ndio kila mtu emerudi, ndio tukaanza tena mambo ya amani, ndio tumeanza tena kutoka square one, ndio tumekaa chini na wasea Borana na wasea Gabra, wasea Rendile, ndio kutoka saa hii hata tulianza kutoka 2014 tumekuja upande hii, ndio hata kila mtu imefaidika, hata kila mtu imepika hatua mbili hatua moja.
With a population of approximately 1.2 million people and an ethnic diversity rivaling that of the entire country, Mombasa County still battles historical land injustices and perceived political marginalization.
Nchi yetu ni ya jumbo, ni nchi yetu sote. Hamna mbara, hamna mpwani. Hii nchi ni yetu sote.
Hilo wajua wewe mama.
Unajua mbara analikuwa hapa juu, mimi ni mbara.
Huwaoni? Wanaonekana tu.
Inter-ethnic conflicts are both complex and delicate here, taking many forms, from cessationist movements to radicalization and neighborhood gangs supported by a large population of young people without jobs and professional skills.
Wajua sitting idle ndio inasababisha yote haya. Alafu katika maskani mtakaa, sio wote watakuwa kuna mawazo ya kimaisha. Wengine wanajenga, wengine wanabomoa. Sasa wewe mwenyewe ukiwa na akili ndogo na kutokufikiria kimawazo, unaweza shawishika na ukaingia katika kikundi ambacho sio kizuri.
Shida kubwa ilikuwa ni vijana, mambo ya uhuni, mambo ya kutumia madawa, mambo ya mugging, hata vile kutumiwa na wanasiasa pengine kwenda kuweka fujo mahali fulani. Visa kama ukiangalia hapa mahali ilikuwa mtu hawezi kupita. Unasikia kila siku kama kuibiwa simu 20, simu 30. Wasungu pia ilikuwa no going zone.
Alhamdulillah, natoka mbali. Miaka 8 mimi niko stoki nde, siendi kuzika, sienda harusini. Mwisho nikienda misikitini watu wakiniona wafita mabegi yao. Nikienda madrasa watu wafita ile mahali pa Qur'an. Nikienda mahali watu wanasema juu yangu watoto wangu. Niko sina raha.
Wamepatiwa sessions za counseling. Akili zao zimeregeshwa katika binadamu. Pengine akili zao zilikuwa zimeenda katika hali ya unyama sasa. Tuko na wao na Mungu akipenda watakuwa vijana wazuri zaidi ya hivi ambavyo wanapokuta sasa. Lakini tunashukuru Mungu baada ya kupata kufanyishwa seminars na nini na act.
Katika bodaboda sisi ndio kama vijana, na vijana wao huwa ndio wanatumika kwa wakati wa siasa, wakati wa pia uhalifu, kwa sababu wao ndio wenye nguvu. Sasa inabidi sisi ndio tuwe preach hiyo amani within our area na katika kazi zetu.
Working with border cooperatives and integrating them into the conflict mediation panels, opportunities were created for them to be agents of peace throughout the electioneering period.
Pero serikali wanaweza kusagalana yo na kagomba maneno geu panjira mbizo kuvoya mazo na nagatse similani.
While mediating conflicts and bringing communities together, the Electoral Violence and Conflict Mediation Program provides a platform for conversations around the pre-existent injustices behind these conflicts. This platform makes everyone a stakeholder and a part of the broader national cohesion conversation.
Vita viko, lakini vita tunataka tuvipige vita vya amani. Waweze kuja tuelezane, tuzungumze, ili ikiwa ni haki basi isiwe haki ya kudhuru mtu yote ama ya kudhuriana.
You cannot go to a community and just tell them that, you need to be peaceful, coexist peacefully, but without also addressing other issues. For instance, injustices, whether there were issues around police brutality or even the conduct of the elections. You cannot, implement peace-building programs without also talking about justice issues.
Sisi wengi hatujui. Kwa mfano kama sisi mashinani, unaona huku kwetu mashinani tumeshikilia kuwa kukiwa na kitu chochote, habari yoyote, naona polisi wanachukua hatua ili kudumisha nini? Ile amani. Na katika jamii zote, mila zote, desturi, mahali tunapokaa.
So part of our elections programming centered around conflict management panels at the counties where we were working. So we used those same management panels, those same individuals, community leaders, opinion leaders, women leaders, those people to go to those community radio stations to articulate the issues themselves. So the communities felt like they were being talked to by one of their own. It was not an outsider coming in with a peace message that said, keep the peace, let's all be peaceful. It was a message that was coming from the community itself. And so that leader, or that woman's leader, that religious leader, was able to relate the message to what was happening in that context.
Personally, I feel it's my work and it's my duty to communicate peace to the Kenyans, to the Merians. Like in Meru, there have been political differences, but now the things have settled. So we feel it's something that is in us to talk about peace.
Partnering organizations went an extra mile to integrate voter education into peace messaging. Making use of celebrated journalists, they organized debates for various electoral candidates.
We were able to organize for these electoral debates for candidates in different positions, from the member of county assembly to the gubernatorial level. All the 6 positions. We even wanted at some point to organize for a presidential, debate that would bring all the presidential candidates to specifically discuss about the coastal agenda. Could we get to know what the presidential candidates, for instance, would want to address the issues of violent extremism that has been, affecting our people over time in the region.
The Somali community of Garissa County is largely patriarchal, and while women for a long time did not have their seat at the decision table, they have always found their place in the hearts of the people through music and poetry.
Women, they activate the war, at the same time they are the ones who can cool it down. So there were some women who could use war songs, which will force men to go into war. But we called these women and told them, please stop this, because the effect of this is what is going to hurt our people.
Because preventing conflict through timely community-level intervention may not always be possible, a rapid response was integrated as an element of the program. Command centers were set up in Isiolo and Malindi, with the police working in collaboration with members of the conflict mediation panels, civil society organizations, and other stakeholders to receive and respond to conflict emergencies as they came during and shortly after elections. Toll-free emergency numbers were given to community members in those counties to enable them reach the command center for immediate action.
We even came up with what we call a county contingency plan, that in case this happens, this is how we are going to react. Then we even formed a committee that was led by one of the community members that was supposed to pinpoint the areas that had that are likely to have problems. We identified our hotspots in all the county and the likely scenarios that are likely to come out, and then we worked out on the strategies to make sure that they don't happen.
So we use religious leaders. As Lamu County, most of the people, we kind of listen to more to our religious leaders. So we use them to preach peace, both Christians and Muslims. So we do like interfaith meetings with religious leaders from different religions. And then we urge them to go to their areas, talk about peace, preach about peace in different places in Lamu County.
The success of this program goes beyond violence mitigation before, during and after August 2017 elections. Its real legacy is in the trail of institutions and individuals left better capacitated to act towards elimination of all forms of violence within their areas of influence.
Kwa wazee imetujia. Twamshukuru Manani Mola wetu Rabbana, sote tuko furahani kuongoka wetu wana, Rabbi atupe amani tufurahike kila namna.